everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I will be showing you all how to get this look. So I've done like a bronzy eye and I've not used a lot of products. I'm sure you can easily recreate this look and go to a wedding, and the wedding season has started in India, so I'm sure every one of you will have at least one wedding to attend. So I really like the way the look has come out, and I've done like a deep red lip that really goes with all those bronzes and coppers, and I'm wearing this really nice velvet jacket. And so yes, if you want to know how to get this look, then please keep watching. I'm starting with the primer and I'm applying it all over my T-zone and just pressing it into my skin. By the way, all the products will be listed in the info box. Make sure to check it out. Then I'm going to use the mint color corrector. Green or mint cancels red. So I'm applying it on all my red spots to cover and cancel them with a very small pointed or precise brush. The brush I'm using actually came with the Maybelline gel liner. So I'm just trying to find all my red spots and applying the color corrector and also patting the product in. I'm not blending at this point of time. Now that all my red spots are covered, I'll be using a concealer to apply on top of the mint corrector. This step will make your red spots disappear and your skin will look so much better, trust me. I'm using a MAC concealer which is creamy in consistency, and I feel that fingers blend this product the best. So I'm not using any brush for this step. I'm patting the concealer until I feel that the product has blended well. Also, I'm trying not to move the product around a lot, otherwise it will shear out and the red spots would be visible. Then I'm using a small flat brush to even out the areas where I applied the corrector and concealer, and applying very light pressure because again I don't want to move the product. So as you can see, my face looks so much better right now after the color correction. Then I'm applying MAC Matchmaster foundation in the shade 5.0. I have already applied one coat of it, and then I'm just taking a small amount to slather on my pigmented areas. This is a medium coverage foundation, so it is not going to cover all my flaws, and also I have a lot of freckles on and around my nose and I want them to show through. But you can go ahead and use a full coverage foundation if you wish to. I'm using a flat foundation brush to apply the foundation, and once I'm done with my face, I'm going and applying the foundation, whatever is left on my brush, on my nose. Since I wear glasses, I don't want my nose to be loaded with products, so I'm applying it at the end. Next, I'm taking Real Technique sponge and blending the foundation. I got this sponge few months back and I like the way it works. Haven't really used the beauty blender yet, so can't really compare, but it works pretty well. So I'm just patting and pushing the product into my skin with the sponge. Next, I'm taking the same concealer that I used earlier and applying it to my under eye area and blending out with my finger. This will hide all the darkness under my eyes. Then I'm layering a little bit of concealer to my spots and blending it out with finger. Also applying it to my mouth area to hide the darkness. Again, using the same sponge to blend everything nicely. Make sure to blend your hairline as well as your neck. Next, I'm taking LA Girl concealers and applying them under my eyes to brighten that area. I'm first going with the lighter one and then I will be applying the darker shade. I'm using two because the lighter one is way too light and pink for me thanks to online shopping. So just to tone it down a little bit, I'm using the darker shade as well. But if you have your perfect highlighting shade, you don't really need to use 2. Just make sure that the brightening concealer is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone and you're good to go. A very light concealer doesn't look good, so just stick to 1 to 2 shades lighter. And I'm basically applying the concealer in an elongated V shape so that it brightens the inner side of my face as well. Then I'm taking a mini sponge and blending my under eye area really well. Next, I'm taking a darker concealer shade to contour my cheekbones. I'm going for a very subtle contour, nothing too dramatic, and blending it with my Real Technique sponge again. And if you notice, I'm blending the product in an upward motion, like in an upward direction. Next, I'm going to take the liquid highlighter from the Face Shop and applying it on to my cheekbones. Then I'm going to blend it with my finger. This is a very subtle and natural looking highlighter and I really like it. Then I'll be setting all the creams and liquids with a setting powder. I'm using MAC Mineralize Skinfinish Natural because it gives a very nice finish to the face and is not very pigmented and heavy. So I'm using a big powder brush to apply it all over my face. This will just set all the liquids and creams in place and they will not move throughout the day. For my under eyes, I have switched to a smaller fluffy brush just because it is easier for me to reach the under eyes hollows with this one. Next, I'm using a bronzer by Wet n Wild and I'm using an angled brush for this, and just look at the size of the pan, it is massive. I'm applying it to my forehead, my cheeks and my jawline. This one is quite sheer and I like it because it looks quite natural and it does not really have a lot of shimmer or glitter. So you apply bronzers just to kind of bring dimension to your face. Then I'm going to be taking a contour powder and applying it to the same areas where I applied the cream contour, and I'm using the same angled brush to do so. For my blush today, I used MAC Springhseen Blush. It's a sheer tone shimmer blush, which means it has little shimmer but is not highly pigmented and is buildable if you let it. So I'm using my blush brush from Real Techniques and applying it to the apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm applying MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in the shade Global Glow to my cheekbones to highlight them, and I'm using a tapered fluffy brush for that. I absolutely love this highlighter. It goes really well with the wedding makeup. I'm taking a little bit on my finger and applying it to the bridge of my nose and my cupid's bow, and then dusting whatever is left on the brush on to my forehead. Then I'm going to give a generous spritz of Fix Plus to my face. I just love this stuff. It blends everything so beautifully and nicely, and there is no cakiness or heaviness left on the face. For my eyes, I'm applying MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot all over my eye area. This will cover all the pigmentation and act as a base for my eyeshadow. Then I'm going in with a dark brown cream shadow and applying to the outer part of my eye. I have hooded eyes, so this eye makeup will be really helpful for people with hooded eyes because actually you can see your eye makeup, like your eye makeup is actually visible, which doesn't really happen very often, at least in my case. So here I'm taking the shadow slightly above my natural crease, just slightly above, as you see here. Then with a pencil brush, I'm going to blend the shadow on my lower lash line. And I'm also taking it outwards and kind of joining it with the top area, kind of making a V. Then I'm filling the bare areas and also blending the eyeshadow to remove all the harsh edges. I have used brown instead of black in this eye makeup just to make the look more soft. Next, I'm going to take a matte brown shadow, and with a shader brush, I'm going to apply it on top of the cream eyeshadow. Then I'm taking a blending brush and blending the eyeshadow really well and giving a smoked out look at the outer corner. Make sure you break down your arm blending that shadow. Just kidding. It took me really long to blend everything like this well. Then taking another flat shader brush, I'm picking a shimmery bronze shadow and applying it to my inner and middle area. And I'm also trying to kind of, clean up and make the crease crisp with the same brush. Next, I am just blending the area where both the shadows meet with the same blending brush. Then I'm applying the same bronze shade to my lower lash line as well. Then picking up the lightest shade from the same quad, I'm using my pinky to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. For my lips today, I'm using the shade Midnight Rose by Faces. It's a nice matte and creamy lipstick, and yeah, just lining and filling my lips. And just to give my lips a little more crisp shape, I'm going in with the Kiko lip liner and making the edges sharper. Then I'm using a matte black eye pencil to line my lower waterline. And of course, I'll be lining my upper waterline as well, but I've just switched to a different kajal. Then taking a matte black eyeshadow, I'm lining my upper lash line with an angled brush. I have not used a liquid eyeliner here because I didn't want any stark lines. I'm just lining my upper lash line with this powder eyeshadow with the help of this angled brush. And I'm blending the eyeshadow with a pencil brush just to give it a smoky, smudged look. And I'm just curling my lashes and I'll be applying some mascara. So I'm using this Lash Princess Mascara by Essence and applying it to my non-existent lashes. And this is the finished makeup. Hope you liked this video and please subscribe to my channel. See you later. Bye.